And we are back. Couch Company Podcast. I'm John, and with me as always, Tyler.
Hey. Hi, hello. Sorry, I was watching this again.
The new homeowner. Watching what?
Yeah, I was watching the fade. You always start at a different spot.
Yeah.
Like with the music.
I do it intentionally.
Yeah.
Well,
it screws with me, man.
First off, because you never bring it down at the same tempo. So it's always,
yeah, I guess.
Like this time was a little late.
Yeah.
So I waited for a specific decibel, and then I'm
so
right
you're not
in.
See, I'm expecting you to go in based off of the point in the song, and you're doing it based off of the loudness that the audience can't hear.
Yep.
Because the audience hears the same loudness
really?
every single episode.
That must sound jarring.
Not really, because I basically, whenever you talk, I cut the track right there and then drag it to the 5.5 second mark.
Boop. Easy.
Boop.
Done.
What do we say? Yeah, I'm a homeowner now.
I think we talked about it last week.
Kinda,
but
yeah.
You know, when we dished on candy, fucking candy.
Candy dish.
Candy dish.
Yeah.
Dish is insulted everyone's candy.
I thought dish was just like, ooh, spill the deets.
Dish. Yeah, it is. But you can't. Can you dish someone?
Diss?
You can diss. I know a diss.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
You can dish about someone. You can't dish on them.
We dunked on candy, maybe.
You can dunk on candy.
Yeah, we dunked on them.
Okay.
Yeah, so we dunked on some candy.
Did you do anything for Halloween?
No, I didn't do anything this year, which is bizarre.
Yeah, we didn't either. So I think it was the first year we didn't actually do anything.
Did you dress up? You didn't even dress up.
No, we didn't go. Why would I?
I know. Me neither.
Dress up here.
I know.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, man, what should I dress up as? I always go as Superman.
Yeah.
Because I have a T-shirt, Superman T-shirt with a little cape on it. It's
glasses.
Just enough to be a costume, but still completely casual.
Because it's the cape.
Yeah, it has a cape.
Yeah,
like
you wouldn't wear a cape in public.
Exactly.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect costume. You could show up anywhere, qualifies as a costume, but I can still wear shorts with it. Does not matter.
Yeah, you're like a relaxing Superman. I mean, Superman wears underwear. And
on
tights.
the outside of his pants.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
Did you hear?
They go back? Did you hear that Henry Cavill coming back as Superman?
Yeah, he had to quit The Witcher for that?
No, I don't think he quit that. There must be some dispute. I was actually watching a video before I came here about the Witcher thing, and then nobody said what it's about, why he left, but I think there was some sort of dispute with Netflix.
Interesting.
That's everyone's speculation because he loves The Witcher.
Right.
And so it's either some sort of beef with Netflix. They were dishing. Oh, I tried to beat you to it. So it's either some beef with Netflix or maybe he doesn't like the direction the project's going. I thought there were pretty good reviews for the show, but maybe I'm wrong.
I liked the first season a whole lot. Second season was fine. It was just a little bit different. I don't know if I was as enthralled in the second season.
To be fair, they did record the third season, so it could be that he's like, "Oh, this is shit. I'm jumping ship." Before.
Yeah, I guess that's true. We are talking about the fourth season of The Witcher that was picked up, but
the
third one hasn't even been out yet. I guess the third one's
not out yet.
Is this month?
Yeah, it's on its way. Yeah.
I gotta check that out. That's
so
soon.
We'll have to see, but that is sad because he has so much passion for The Witcher.
Yeah,
that was always really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, so does what's his face? Hemsworth.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Hemsworth. Yeah.
You imagine Liam Neeson though as
The Witcher,
as Geralt. Yeah.
You know what? I could actually see him as the old guy, Rufus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget his name. What's his name?
Who?
Vesemir. Rufus.
I haven't.
Rufus Vesemir.
I haven't seen the show.
Yeah. Oh well, you should. It's good. It's no Peaky Blinders, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I got to watch that first.
Yeah. I think you would. That's a better. It's better use of your time.
Yeah, no. Anything at this point is a better use of my time. I don't do.
What
much.
do you? I was gonna say, what are you doing these days?
What am I doing these days? I've been playing so many video games.
Yeah,
kind of
you're
nuts.
telling me that.
This new game I picked up, League of Legends, just kind of crazy game.
Is that like an indie title?
It is a small indie company. Hardly any budget. I mean, that's at least what the UI is kind of telling me.
Yeah.
But, I think there's something there with it. I think it might be something.
Is that something that you would, it's a free-to-play game?
It is free to play, quote unquote. I only spent a couple $100 on it.
Nice,
so we're coming out ahead, actually.
Well, you got to help the little guy.
The little guy, yeah. Which is Riot, the small indie company.
Or
backed by Tencent, the smaller indie company.
You can wait, half a month and then just get it on Game Pass?
That's true, but I don't think you get skins with Game Pass. I think you just get all the champs.
Yeah.
Which I already have.
Yeah, that's
after
true. I mean,
fucking 7 years.
I guess, well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, champs are, like, that's what you want.
Yeah, but I have them all.
Yeah. So that's not what you want, but that's
right.
what
that's what
general
people,
populace wants. Yeah.
I wonder, they'll see a boost, but I wonder how much of a boost. You see, when you do something like this, where you put it on Game Pass, and people who've never played are going to check it out.
And just get absolutely destroyed.
That's what I'm saying. You need to completely, like, why would you not revamp the tutorial first? Because their tutorial is the same as when it fucking started, and it's terrible.
Oh, is it?
Well, maybe, I think they touched it up a little bit, but it's essentially similar. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to completely revamp the tutorial to a point where, I don't know. But
I mean, Red's not super great on tutorials, so it's
we'll
fun.
see. I was watching, so speaking of League, the World Championship, it just happened.
Yeah.
From listening to this, so we'll know who won on Saturday. But what was I going to say? Oh, they were talking about they're doing like a new Worlds format next year, but they were talking about Arcane as well. So it was like a press conference.
Like a season 2? Or just in general?
No, I think season 2 was confirmed before that, but they were just talking about, people were asking about, did you see a spike in player rate because of Arcane? And it was interesting, like, so a lot of people who don't play League watch the show, right?
Sure.
But there wasn't a correlation with people playing the game. But they found that a lot of people who used to play the game came back. So there was a huge, like hundreds of thousands of people came back.
Kind of like a Cyberpunk thing where the show comes out and then you see a spike. Yeah.
I wonder if we see more of that, right? Like exactly. Cyberpunk. Like I even went back and started dabbling again because I was like, damn, this. Yeah,
if it's good show. It's like, oh, it ended. I want to stay within the world or whatever. It's like, oh, there's a friggin' video game I can do. I mean, I did that with The Witcher twice, both seasons, where it's like, oh, I'll just download The Witcher 3 and get back into that. And it's not the same.
Well, The Witcher's tough because that's. Well,
start over each time.
I mean, Cyberpunk's similar, right? I mean, in a way.
Yeah, no, I made my character in Cyberpunk and did the intro, and I'm like, I don't really want to start back at square one.
Cyberpunk was fun, though. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's in Jeff's top 25.
That's, yeah.
Well, it's kind of weird. So check out What Killed Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, What Killed Jeff.
Sure.
Twitch.tv.
Apparently in Twitch now, they're testing out a feature where you can have multiple streamers together, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's what we wanted.
I think that's for everyone, too.
Wasn't that what we wanted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, kind of, I guess. Technically, it's like a weird convoluted, if I'm understanding it correctly, because it's in beta right now, it's like a weird convoluted way of being able to pull in people. So like in your OBS, you can have sections dedicated to like a guest, and then you can pull them in and out, and you don't have to like reconfigure OBS, which is cool. Mixer, on the other hand, just did it for you.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah,
right. Which was a great idea.
Better. Yeah.
Dude, there are so many of those things where it's like, what a great implementation or technology.
The latency was insane.
Yeah.
Like it was better than anything anyone has right now.
But it comes down to the marketing.
Yeah.
That's it. That's everything. Like I've been watching a lot of Steve Jobs videos recently, and maybe the best marketer of all time. One of?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, just insane. Like
I mean, honestly, you should read his book. I don't know if you're into the whole book thing, but the book is pretty decent. But yeah, it's like, people don't know what they want until you tell them. And people think they know.
I was watching his press conferences specifically for the iPod, the iPhone, and then I think the MacBook Air, maybe like the first one, like 2008.
Like manila envelope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a popular one.
And simplistic. Like really just baseline. Like, I mean, the graphs they put up, the charts, it's like fucking 5th grade, man.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It works.
And it stayed this, like, to some extent, the look and feel of those are like still have, like, from way back when. Like, they're still
unbelievable.
Doing that thing.
Yeah, right. How much has the iPhone really changed? I mean, it's changed a lot, but
it's debatable. Yeah.
The basic premise of it, I mean, once that breakthrough came out, the smartphone was essentially the same, just upgraded.
Yeah.
over the years. But anyways, it's about marketing is what I'm saying.
I remember when the iPhone, because it was the 3G, and I think there's like the 3GS and stuff like that. And I remember when that came out, and I was like, well, I'm never getting this, like ever.
Right.
And in my mind, because I'm just like, this is such a luxury item.
Right.
And then you fast forward, and it's just like, oh no, this is like a way of life. Like every single person has one.
Unbelievable. It's just like those innovations, man. But you're only as good as your marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You could have the best product of all time, and if nobody knows about it, you're not going to sell anything. It's crazy.
I mean, on the flip side of that coin, you could have the worst product of all time, but if you're good at marketing,
exactly, you're going to sell. You're going to sell. Yeah.
Might not sustain, but
they might want some refunds.
You'll get it out there. Yeah.
Well, didn't you say? So we were talking about the Dreamcast. I think before we started recording, because I sent you a video. Moist Critical did like a tier list of Dreamcast games.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Moist, but he's like a pretty big streamer.
Nope. No idea.
So I thought it was interesting because it was A, Tyler loves the Dreamcast, but B, like Moist is one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. So I was like, oh damn. Tyler, of course, didn't watch it, but weren't you telling me that the Dreamcast was actually kind of ahead of its time in terms of the technology that it utilized?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean like the Dreamcast, you were plugging in like keyboards, and you were just there was the internet just right on the back of it, where you just plug in a phone cord and it's built in.
Yeah,
right. It had the like the discs, the four ports, the memory card in the controller, stuff like that. A lot of the stuff that you would then see on the Xbox.
Right before, And so what are the other consoles that came out alongside with the Dreamcast?
It was a skip console, right? So you would have the PlayStation and the I guess N64 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the Dreamcast. Then you had the PS2 Xbox.
I see.
Yeah.
So, what do you attribute the Dreamcast's failure due to? Just bad timing, or?
Yeah, I think it was bad timing. It was. I don't want to say it was like super expensive. It was like on par. But I think that's just like Sega coming in trying to do something, and then the other consoles like leapfrog it, right? Like you come in late to a console cycle. It was ahead of its time. It looked better than the PlayStation and N64, but it wasn't like, oh my God, this is leaps and bounds. Like it was eclipsed pretty quickly, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I would love to know the behind the scenes, and I'm sure it's either documented or somebody knows, where it's like, did Xbox just come in and just be like, okay, we're just going to buy this out?
Yeah, right.
Because if you look at the Dreamcast controller, you look at the Xbox controller, they're very similar. Xbox has the memory cards in the controller as well. They have the 4 ports on the front of the system. They have the connector on the back. Like
the Xbox was the fully realized version.
And PlayStation eventually got there with like the Slim and things like that, where it was like the Ethernet was built in, but still took a while. Like you had to like screw it on the back of like a PlayStation 2 to play online.
Yeah, I never even played online with my PlayStation 2 because I didn't even know it had the capability.
And that was back when it was all free, and like the only thing I played online was SOCOM.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I never even played online until Xbox 360 actually, where obviously you got
that's the
membership.
Perfect everything worked out. Like the console was powerful enough to make the games look good, run the games well, and everybody had one.
Right.
You know, that was
like
just
still affordable.
Yeah.
Everyone had one, and the UI amazing. I was watching a nostalgic kind of video. It was like a video sounds that'll make you feel nostalgic.
Yeah.
And it was like the Xbox startups, the 360 startup sound.
Yep.
And they showed like, obviously like the homepage and everything like that, your little avatar. What a great
but even
UI.
That
it was like so nice.
That wasn't the original, right? Like they originally had those wings and everything, which still worked well. I think the key to and Microsoft found this out when it came out with the Xbox One, is the key to a good UI is like this muscle memory, right?
Yeah.
And it has to be snappy. And they had it with the wings. It worked out well. I think people were fine with the avatars, and they really got into the whole customization thing, and that was cool in its own right. But then they just went off the deep end with the UI and like the different buttons and this weird, like, we want to integrate it with the rest of Windows. It's like, it's not Windows, man.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
Yep.
And And even now, it's still kind of like it's better, but
not really.
Yeah, just go back.
The simplicity of it. And
just go back.
Dude, it was like leaps and bounds ahead of its time too. Because I think that UI looks nicer, like you said, than anything we have today.
Yeah.
Even PlayStation's UIs personally never looked great.
Mm-hmm.
Although when I was watching that video, their startups are very iconic.
Yeah.
Like
sure. Like
the jingles you get or whatever. But yeah, when you see a PlayStation UI, it's like it's hard to explain too. Something about the 360 was bright and engaging, and like you said, the muscle memory. Like if you had your disc in there already, you just flipped up and pressed A, and you're in, right? And
or you want to invite somebody to a party, you can hit it before you even see it. Like you're hitting the buttons before the screen's even on the
Like I forget what the inputs were, but I'm sure like give me an Xbox controller, I'd be able to do it because I'm pretty sure it's like center button and then
people's like, oh hey, I'll send you an invite to the game or whatever, and like you see it pop up and before it even finishes the animation, you're in. Yeah,
incredible. So I don't know. I think it was pretty interesting. Speaking of consoles,
some might call it the best console ever made, but go on.
Some I would agree with that. But speaking of consoles, I was on Twitter, the cesspool that it is, and there's a tweet from like the Game Awards, I think. So the PS5 selling extremely well, actually. So I think it's completely eclipsing the X. Is it the Xbox or Series X?
I don't know if it is though. I'm sure it's selling well. It's the Series X.
Yeah.
But I heard that the Xbox was actually selling more now in Japan than it's ever done because the PS5 is just nowhere to be found.
I see.
Like I'm actually seeing Xboxes in the wild now. Like I saw them at
does that mean they're being more manufactured, or does that mean they weren't selling as well?
No, they're being manufactured. Like apparently they up the production or whatever.
Well, we have God of War Ragnarok. Did that come out yet? It just came out
on Wednesday. The embargo lifted, so you're starting to see reviews and spoilers and stuff. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the conversation we've had, right? I mean, PlayStation just doubling down on we have the best games. People are going to buy the console to play these games.
Yep.
And you see Xbox like, we'll just give you every game ever made, except for the best ones.
Well, that's
the very like the top 0.1%. We can't get those.
Yeah.
But we can get everything else.
I know we talked about this before. Like, I forget where you landed, where it's like, would you rather have just this library of 100 games that are all like decent B tier games that you're never going to get bored of, or would you just consistently pay the $70 for?
I would go Game Pass. I would go Game Pass. Now I am having my cake and eating it too.
Yeah, I mean you have everything, sure.
But I think I would go Game Pass because they're really surprising me with the games that they're actually acquiring, right? So Persona 5 just came out on Game Pass. Crazy. Like, I mean, that's not I wouldn't say that's a B tier game. I would say that's a...
Oh, no. I mean, that's some people put that in their top of their lists.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, you have some heavy hitters.
Yeah. Return to Monkey Island just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same tier.
Yeah.
That's a cult following. I mean,
it is. Yeah. It got decent reviews and stuff, but...
I mean, I still play Forza. Like Forza came out day one, right? So you have these day one releases, and
they bought Call of Duty, right? So that's coming.
Right,
so
right, exactly. Yeah. So, Game Pass is incredible.
Yeah.
So I mean, we still sing the praises of it, but
Ragnarok, I think, is sitting around a 94. If I looked at Metacritic, well, OpenCritic, but yeah,
OpenCritic. That's what I mean. Oh yeah, I just see 10 out of 10s like everywhere.
Yeah.
It's going to be Elden Ring, Ragnarok for Game of the Year. That's what it's going to be, duking it out.
Yeah, I wonder.
I mean, you know where we're going to sit, but you don't even have to play the game, and you'll know where we sit.
Yeah, well, between those two, no, I have a pretty good idea. Yeah,
but I have to finish Horizon and Ragnarok for the end of the year.
That's a tall order, man.
Was there any other prominent PS5 games that I have to play? I can do that by the end of the year. I have 2 months. That's easy.
Yeah, but you said you're buying Call of Duty tonight, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like that's going to be that's going to take up some time.
It might take up some time. I might be overestimating my capacity, but hey, man, never underestimate.
I'm trying to think.
My grind.
I personally would put Eternal in there. Is it Eternal?
Returnal.
Yeah.
But that wasn't this year.
It wasn't. Yeah. I just realized
I'm talking about because, I know we made a big focus on we want to have an end of the year discussion intelligently about the top games.
Yeah.
So I went out, got a PS5 for the team so I could get those titles.
Played half of a game.
But I still have time. We still got time, man. We got time. But anyways, that's what I wanted to know. Is there anything else I need to play?
I'm trying to think. When did Miles Morales come out? Was that last year?
That was last year, right?
Was it?
Yeah, I'll look it up. While you.
That's coming out to PC as well. So
that's the problem. I would rather play all these games on PC. So here's the problem, and I've said this before, I believe. So playing with controllers sucks now, which I never thought I'd say in my life.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like shooting the bow. I'm talking about Horizon. So shooting the bow on PC is amazing because you're pointing and clicking, right?
Yeah.
And then switching to fucking PS5, I can't hit shit with it.
Yep.
Because this controller, dude, it's terrible.
It's imprecise.
Yes. So that sucked. But the bigger problem was the game looked terrible because 60 frames, which, look, I know people say that I can't tell the difference between 60 frames. Yes, I can.
I told you.
100% I can. Give me a test. I'll easily crush that test. Maybe I did say I could tell the difference between 240 and 120. Probably not. But 60 and 120, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yep.
Anyways, that wasn't the biggest problem. The biggest problem was PS5 was only scaled in 1080, 1080p, and my monitor's 1440, so it looked like garbage.
Yeah.
So the update did come out. Jeff told me that 1440 is good to go. It was in beta when I checked. But now I think they released it. Good. So I'm gonna try Horizon again. It'll be good. I mean, I've played it's the same game. If I'm being quite honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about with even God of War, right? Like it's like, is it just gonna be the same?
I think the story's better in God of War. I think the characters are better. Yeah. So I think that's more engaged. I want to see where that goes.
Yep.
Whereas Horizon has a good story, but the big reveal has already been revealed, right? So, where do we go now? Which maybe it will surprise me.
Even with a big reveal, it was like, oh, that's cool. I care way more about this God of War over
100%.
here.
100%. I mean, what would you give? Did we give a score to the first Horizon? I mean, what would you probably ballpark it at?
I don't think we did. I liked it a lot. I would probably put it around probably 85, 86.
Yeah, like a solid 80s.
Yeah.
Mid to high. Mm-hmm. Solid game, gorgeous, especially on PC.
Yeah.
The port was pretty good, actually. I actually really enjoyed the port.
It wasn't initially, and then they fixed it.
That tends to happen to me all the time.
By the time you played it, they did fix it. Yeah.
John buys it. Everything's fixed.
Like, oh crap, he's getting this. All right, we gotta.
Well, dude,
this.
That saved me. You know how much money that saved me? Battlefield, I got saved on that.
Yeah.
Because I'm a procrastinator.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys got.
Battlefield's the biggest one. Well. Can we talk about Call of Duty for a second?
Yeah, we can talk about Call of Duty.
So we got Call of Duty. It's the first game that I bought for $70. Said it never happened. Turned around,
ever
bought it. Yeah,
ever.
Wow. Yeah, I never paid another.
If there would be one, it would be Call of Duty.
Yeah,
that one always. So not to interrupt, but Nate, my cousin, who's been on the show, check out those episodes. They're great episodes.
The first ones.
Well, no, he did our top 25.
Back, yeah.
Anyways, he's very picky about his games, right?
Mm-hmm.
But every year, I remember growing up in the heyday of Call of Duty, he was like, "I'm never getting Call of Duty again." The next year, he's like, "This one looks pretty good," and he gets it. And it's just a cycle. Yeah. I feel like Call of Duty's. We talk about marketing.
Yep.
Fantastic at getting people to come back every time.
I was shocked that he was getting that, and we really. And look, we know Nate's listening to this, right? So
true.
Nate's hey, let's play. Let's play Valorant. Let's play Tarkov. Let's play all these games that are these beat your head against the walls.
Yeah.
So when Nate was like, hey, let's get Call of Duty, it's like, all right, well here it is. This is the game. They're like, all right, we can all just play this game. Everyone knows what Call of Duty is. Love it, hate it, whatever. You still know what you're getting. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna buy this thing. So I bought it, and they did this thing where it's you buy it, you get the campaign a week early or something.
Yeah.
Playing the campaign, I actually love the campaign. It's like a soft reboot, if that makes sense. It's a different universe. Think about it that way.
It's the
weird.
way I understood it too. Same characters.
Mm-hmm. Different voice actors for everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
and the story's obviously different. So I view it as a parallel universe.
Yeah, like they're doing nods and winking and being like they're dropping names and
remember this? Remember when this happened? Yeah,
they're using some of the same dialogue, like obviously spoken with a new voice actor, but like they're like bringing it up and they're it's subtle, like they're just like these little things, like somebody's like, oh, what kind of name is soap? That's a stupid name, like stuff like that.
Great line.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, so I'm playing this. I get all the way to the all gillied up equivalent mission, which I think is like mission, I don't know, 5 or 6 or something like that. And then this game just starts crashing like crazy. And I can't play it. I literally cannot play the campaign. So I refund it. And I was like, well, screw it. I'm not dealing with this. Give me my money back. Then in the actual thing comes out and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to rebuy this thing. And then obviously Steam's going to be like, oh, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
So I buy it. The multiplayer works flawlessly. Like it runs really fine. And I literally cannot load into the campaign. Like glitched my game or something where like the save is just busted. So I'm like, all right, I'll restart the mission. Can't play anything. Roll my drivers back. So it keeps crashing the desktop. Says this application quits unexpectedly. Like, what do you do? So I'm going online, I'm looking, and they're like, well, here are all the different solutions to fix this problem. And it's like, step 1, update all your drivers. It's like, yeah, no duh. I do that all the time.
Right.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
And I'm reading all these different things. They're doing like weird things like, well, if you go into the user interface settings and you disable the parallax effect, that will enable the computer to do blah, blah, blah. It's like, shouldn't have to do this.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to do this. I have a 3080 Ti. It's a $5,000 machine. Right?
Yeah.
One of the is like, make sure to drop all your settings to the lowest setting. I'm like, why would I do that? Like, no.
Maybe just to get in.
No. It's like, it's not even like highest setting, lowest setting. Like I did, don't get me wrong. I did all of that.
Yeah.
It just crashes. Right? So then I'm going through and it's like, hey, guess what? You know when we told you to update all your drivers? Just kidding. The newest NVIDIA driver, we know there's an issue with it. Roll it back to a more stable version. You can do the 516 or the 522 versions. Those are the 2 stable ones. I'm like, all right, let's go 516. We'll go all the way back to the beginning, baby. Put 516 on. Game doesn't even start. Now, before, it was you got into the multiplayer, and then whenever you're in the multiplayer, you go into the campaign, and it essentially like launches almost a new client. It's they kind of do some weird stuff behind the scenes. I'm like, all right, well, they're running something different, right? Because there's a reason why the campaign doesn't work, but the multiplayer works fine. Anyway, do 516, doesn't work at all. Just crashes the desktop the moment I launch the game. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to go back to at least multiplayer works, right?
Right.
So I go back to the initial driver that I had, the most up-to-date one. Now multiplayer is not working either. Oh. So I'll play maybe like halfway through a match, crashes, getting really frustrated. And then they came out with a patch that lets you like get in and fixes some problems. My multiplayer seems to be working now, which is good. And I'm like, all right, I'm just not touching it. Campaign, I could actually start playing the campaign from the start of that mission again. Got to the midpoint. Every guy I shot now, instead of falling over and dying, his gun drops and he's just stuck in a run animation.
Of course.
Yeah.
Classic.
So I'm just running through and just murdering people and just nobody. It's like I'm a ghost, right? Like nobody actually, the ghost is a character.
Yeah.
But like nobody actually sees me. So I'm like, you'll hear like Price and be like, oh, there's guys up ahead, blah, blah, blah. And they're supposed to be all stealthy, right? I just like pop up with like a little pistol and just like pop, 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 and everybody's just doing running animations. I'm like, what is going on? And I finally get to like the checkpoint where I got to last time, hit the checkpoint, game crashed, and now I can't play the campaign again. So at least, at least I'm back to
where you were.
Multiplayer works, campaign's fucked. Like that's it.
Damn, that's frustrating. Yeah. I heard the campaign's really good.
I loved the campaign. I was enthralled by the campaign. Yeah. I thought the campaign looked gorgeous. I thought the cutscenes were awesome. The voice acting and everything was fantastic. And then it doesn't let me play it. Oh. And then the character that I always played in Modern Warfare, this is kind of like a little dumb thing, but I always played this like really big, like buff dude, like all tatted up and stuff in Modern Warfare. And I'm like, I love that character. I'm going to I don't even know the guy's name, but I'm going to continue playing him. You don't get him unless you beat the campaign, which I can't do. So now Modern Warfare 2, can't play him.
Oh.
Can't be him. He's just perpetually locked.
Just looking at you.
So NVIDIA put out a hotfix. Everyone should download that. You can't go, and the funny thing with that is you can't get that off of the GeForce experience. I don't know if you use that at all, but it's like it auto updates the drivers. Doesn't show up there. Hotfixes don't show up there. You have to go on their Twitter or their website or whatever, and go to the news article, download it from there, and then install it.
That sounds
all that
terrible.
Being said, you said you're getting it tonight.
Yeah.
Download it, play it. Maybe it works fine for you. It worked fine for Nate.
I should have played the original. I was planning on it, but I hate the Blizzard client, so I never got it. Mm-hmm. But now this one's on Steam, so it's like 100%. Here's my money. Dude, I'm telling you, if they just put everything on Steam, they would earn so much more money from me.
Well, I'm sure there's something. Well, now it just doesn't matter, though. I wonder what Microsoft's going to do with that, honestly.
I hope that...
you think you still have a Blizzard client? You think that goes into Microsoft? You think they start pulling everything over into the Xbox client?
I hope so. Because I use the Xbox client quite a bit.
Game Pass.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, do you know how people would be so mad?
Would they?
I think so.
Well, what if they do both?
Yeah.
They run it from either.
I mean, Phil Spencer went out and was like, hey, as long as there's a PlayStation, we will be putting Call of Duty on a PlayStation.
Yeah. Right.
Like, all right.
I don't know if you can hold up to that.
I wonder if it's like...
When push comes to shove.
Like, yeah, well, it's like, I wonder if they change the name. So instead of Call of Duty, it's like Calling Duty or something. And they're like
a third party.
If you remember, just to get the thing through, right?
That's
just
funny.
get the deal done.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna get Call of Duty, and
it's good, man. Like the multiplayer, I actually like all the maps. Like I'm actually pretty up on the maps. I feel like there's not a lot of them, but I'm sure I'm like, I don't know. It's one of those things where all the Call of Duty start blending together. So I'm kind of I'm sure I'm misremembering and thinking like Call of Duty 4 had like 1 million maps, right?
Yeah, I don't think they have as many as you think.
No.
And the other thing is if you play like one game type, I'm talking about the like original ones. Mm-hmm. Some of those maps are like ground war only, or
well, they have that in this one too.
That's what I'm saying. So while there are maybe more maps overall, maybe the maps you played probably more limited.
There's no hardcore mode. I don't know if you're into hardcore at all.
I dabbled with hardcore.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite game mode is Ground War. I always loved the Ground War.
Ground War straight up felt like Battlefield, but like it worked. You know what I mean? Like it was like, oh, this is Call of Duty, but like it could have easily been a Battlefield
I
map.
think Ground War will be my favorite game type because I love Battlefield.
Yeah.
Back when it worked.
That'll be interesting. You definitely get a lot of experience on that one, so I play it with you. But
I mean, Ground War in the OG was just Call of Duty but bigger.
Yeah.
But it was still fun because it was crazy, hectic, and if you somehow get a kill streak, like you just go to town. Like if you somehow get an AC-130, it's over, dude. It's like the most amazing feeling in the world.
It was, it's fun. You get the snipers are big right now.
Okay,
and a lot of the maps actually have. Like I was shocked because I thought Call of Duty was going into the route of like close quarters, like really tight stuff.
Yeah,
and maybe this is why I like these maps. But like all the maps seem like
bigger.
They're bigger, but like it's something for everybody. It's not all just close quarters, all long range stuff like that. And it's pretty good. I think the only criticism I have personally, and this is a subjective thing because Nate is completely on the opposite end of this.
Shocker.
But as far as the weapon progression, right? So in a Call of Duty game, your level opens up the different guns you can use.
Right.
And you pick a gun that so like, oh, I picked the MP5. Cool. And as you level the MP5 up, you unlock all the attachments for it, right? Mm-hmm. Well, now all the different attachments are locked to specific guns, which is fine. But if you unlock
that's always how it's been.
Well, no. So what I mean is if you want a specific silencer, like if you want I'm making this up, unicorn silencer.
Yeah, the best one.
You have to unlock it using the P90. And now once you do that, so once you get the P90 up to level 13, that silencer is unlocked for all guns.
So the guns have levels.
The guns have levels. But what I'm saying is every specific attachment is tied to a specific gun.
Yeah.
So it's not like you unlock the red dot for each gun.
Yeah.
Once you unlock the red dot, you can put it on any gun you want.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right? So the problem is to get so I'm like, all right, I want the MP5. MP5 is always overpowered in every Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's a good call.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool, you want, and they can't call it the MP5. It's called the Lockman.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's not called the MP5.
Why?
Who knows? Licensing? I don't know.
That tilts me.
Well, it's not. It's the MP5, but it's called the Lockman. So, and like the P90, like the only thing that I've recognized was like the M4. The M4 is on there.
The M4 is still the M4?
Yeah. M4 and M16.
Dude, what?
Yeah, but like P90 is not the P90, Lockman's not or the MP5. Anyway.
The fuck is a Lockman?
I don't know.
Did Nate say anything? He would know. Is that what they call it now?
I assume he said they couldn't use it. I don't know. It's all speculation.
But it's Call of Duty. They've always gotten the licensing.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
That's so strange. Like if it was Tarkov, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
But Call of Duty, like, that's okay. Anyway,
I want the MP5, right?
Yes.
So I'm like,
the
Lockman. Well, no, okay, but I didn't know the Lockman. That's the whole thing. I'm like, I want the MP5. Yeah. Where's the MP5?
Yeah.
Look it up online. Like, what's the best MP5 Modern Warfare 2 build? Just give me the meta.
Yeah.
I'll work towards that. And they're like, all right, well, here's what you got to do. You can't do that. To unlock what you want is the Lockman sub. So the way they do it is every weapon. So like you have like the M4 body, you have the Lockman body, you have all these different types of bodies. Like a dozen
the gun
bodies.
itself.
Right.
Yes.
And then those all transform into other guns. Apparently like real life. I don't know. I'm not a gun guy.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm kind of confused, but keep going.
But they're like, okay, if you want the MP5, you're looking for the Lockman sub. I'm like, sweet. Where's the Lockman sub? It's under the submachine guns. Makes sense. All right. Why? I want to unlock it. What level do I have to be to unlock this thing? It's not tied to a level. It's like, well, to unlock this, you have to get the Lockman 556 up to level 13.
Of course.
And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. Where's the Lockman 556? Go to the assault rifles. It's an assault rifle. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, you can't unlock that. To get that unlocked, you have to unlock the Lockman 762 to level 12. Okay, cool. Like, where's that at? Oh, that's at the DMR section. So I went from, hey, I want to run and gun with this MP5 to I have to level up this DMR that fires slower than molasses to level 12 to unlock an assault rifle to do another 12 levels to then unlock the MP5. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Take a day. I'll do it. Whatever. It doesn't take that long. I'm just annoyed, right?
Yeah.
I do all that, get to where I need to be. I actually ended up liking that DMR. Like once you kit it out, it's like you get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Get the submachine gun. I'm like, cool. What's next? And they're like, all right, now you want to take this silencer and put it on here. And then that's when you're starting to find every attachment that I'm trying to put on this gun. It's like, no, you don't ever use the MP5 to unlock these attachments. It's like, well, for this silencer, you have to pick up the P90 and get that to level 15. Oh, you want that specific red dot? All right, go ahead and grab the STG, whatever. And I'm making that up, but like put that on and stuff. Oh, you want this clip? Like some things are tied to a specific level within that gun, but it was like, it's so convoluted and the UI is so bad because it's like to look at it, it's like you actually have to press a button to show the entire tree of guns spread out of like, this is where you are.
Yeah.
This is where you need to be.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like, I don't want to do that. Like, I just put me in a match, give me the MP5, start me naked, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll unlock the red dot first. And then I'll unlock the grip. And that, you know what I mean? Like, that's just like standard progression.
They had the formula.
So I hate it. I think it is not it's not being respectful of my time. If I like playing Call of Duty as a run and gun game, let me do that.
Yeah.
And to some extent they do, but they don't let me pick the gun I want. They force you to do other things. Nate is in the camp of this forces you to play outside your comfort zone. It forces you to try new things. That is absolutely true, right? Like that's not bad. And I am trying, like the DMR wasn't bad by the end of it. But boy, was I miserable those first 5-6 matches before I actually unlocked anything for it.
Dude, nobody plays video games to go outside the comfort zone.
Well, that's the thing is like,
well, maybe
I have
they
limited
do,
amount of time.
Like Call of Duty, for example, is like a classic. I come to this for, I know what I like, especially since it's, it's Modern Warfare 2, right?
Yeah.
A lot of this is hearkening back to the original.
Yep, you got your nuke in there. You got all
exactly.
This
So
stuff.
it's like, okay, they obviously want us to go back to what we wanted. So that's a conflicting philosophy in my estimation, right? Because it's like, I knew what I like to do. I knew how I ran back in the day. Let me do that again, right?
Yeah.
But they had the formula too. Is like, okay, you unlock this gun at level whatever.
Yep.
And then for this gun, you need 10 headshots for a red dot. You need 500 kills for a silencer, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And you use the gun to get the gun better. Yeah. I don't know. Why would you mess with that?
No, you don't. So
that's
now
the perfect formula.
I have 2 classes. I have my SMG class where like as I'm slowly unlocking the different attachments to make my gun meta.
Yeah.
That's my class.
Right.
Or if I'm dying a ton and I'm just getting really pissed off, then I'll be like, all right, I'll just use this for a little bit. And then bring my KD up a little bit and then go back.
Right.
And I have my leveling class or whatever the hell gun I'm trying to to level up at that point. I just stick it on there and
you only get 3 classes?
No, I think you get like 10 right off the bat. Like it doesn't even matter.
Crazy.
I haven't even seen anything about prestige.
Too bad you don't need it because you have to fucking change your class.
And the perk system is you pick your 2 perks. Like you just have 2 perks, right?
Okay.
You have a bonus perk that's based off, I think, of time. So like as the game progresses, like around the midpoint, you just get your 3rd perk. And then you have your ultimate perk towards the end of the game. I think that's how that works. It's a little unclear, but I've gone like, you know how you get put in games like mid-match or whatever?
Yeah.
And it just gives it to you. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, I'm getting kill streaks. That's good. There's no death streaks that I see, which is set, and like it feels familiar, which I like. It was just that progression system is just maybe that's it. Maybe it's just like cumbersome. If I could just see it like automatically, or they had a better UI. But it's like I don't want to have to guess, or I don't want to have to like.
We have to like track down. Oh, I gotta do this to that to this. Like it's a chain reaction. It's super
annoying,
weird.
Man.
I don't think I would like that either.
No,
I was always the guy who I get to the max level and I never prestige because I want everything.
Yeah,
I want to be able to pick whatever gun I want.
Yeah.
Well, like to Nate's point, that's a good balance because if you want to lose everything and start over, and now you have to earn everything again, and talk about that being uncomfortable or whatever, right? And trying new things to max out everything. That's the way you do it, but you give the player the option, right?
Right.
If I want to just be standard level 80 or whatever the max rank was.
I think it's only 55.
Well, I was talking original MW2.
Yeah, well, the original was only 55.
Not COD 4, MW2.
That wasn't 55?
No, I'm pretty sure it's like 80.
Yeah.
70, 80. Yeah. I could just do that. And I had everything. I had every attachment for every gun. And I was happy. Like, that is what I want. I hate unlocking things. I want to just be able to pick whatever I want and just go.
The weird thing, and this isn't like a hey cancel this thing. This is just an observation.
Yeah.
This is the first Call of Duty that your player cards.
Yeah.
Like how you can like every other Call of Duty was like here's every flag of the world, right? Like pick all your flags and stuff. Yeah. No world flags, it's just pride flags. So every variation of pride flag is in Call of Duty, as it should be. Absolutely. But it was just weird that from the start of the game, you only had those flags. I have yet to see any type of world flag, any type of nationality flag. It is just straight pride. It was just a weird choice of like, that's the only calling cards you get.
Wait, that out of anything?
That's it.
Pride flags?
Yeah, well, you get your like. I bought Modern Warfare 2. Whatever. Yeah. Or like I was in the beta, but that was it. It was just a weird, like a weird thing. Like normally it's like, okay, let me slap on the American flag and I'm good to go, right?
Maybe they didn't want to, obviously with Russia and stuff.
What's it called? Maybe I don't know.
So like they admit the Russian flag, and then people were like, "Well, why did you admit the Russian?" I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to deal with that.
You know what? That's actually probably a great.
That's my thought.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, that's actually probably a really good point. It was just bizarre, right? Like normally, like I'm like, okay, what are all my options?
Yeah.
And it's like you have none. Like, do you want the like? I don't like. That's the other thing is they don't actually tell you what any of the flags actually mean.
What pride flag did you pick?
Right now, I'm rocking the pansexual.
Pansexual,
flag. Yeah,
which is
just like the most inclusive.
Is that everything?
I think that's everything.
You're I don't know what that means.
I'm all for that, everything.
Sex.
So yeah. But they don't tell you what any of those flags mean.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how they would though.
Well, why can't you just put like pride flag and then like here's the trans flag, here's the ally flag.
They don't even tell you which one's which.
Every flag is called pride flag.
I see what you mean.
So it's like even if you're like, oh, I want to support this group, good luck. You're like,
yeah, you gotta look it up.
Maybe, yeah, look it up.
Do some research.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just a weird choice. I don't know. Like, put them in, of course, but like,
I gotcha.
I haven't unlocked anything customizable.
Yeah.
It's just a weird. I don't know.
It was campaign stuff.
Yeah. Well, there is some campaign stuff. There's actually, I think there's a grip or a stock or something you can't unlock until you beat the campaign, which is also a bummer.
Damn, dude.
Because it's apparently a good one.
Getting shafted.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, yeah. No, I'm gonna hopefully by the time this comes
out in a week or 2 weeks or something.
Hardcore.
Yeah, the hardcore mode.
Oh, like the Tarkov mode.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a different thing.
That's a whole different
also
thing?
coming out, and then they have Warzone 2.0 coming out. So like mid-November.
That'll be big.
Ranked comes out early next year.
Interesting. Call of Duty Ranked. Yeah.
It'll be good, man.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
You should download it. It's only 50 gigs.
Dude, remember when we played Halo?
Yeah, we were actually talking about that the other night where, like, I forget who was in the party, but it was like, you know, they were mentioning, like, games just come out busted. Right, like it's just like, hey, this game's not ready yet. Just
is Forge out yet?
I asked that. No one knows. That's the thing is, I don't think so. I think there was a beta at some point. I saw something about Forge on Twitter a week ago.
That's
or whatever.
Nuts. That's absolutely nuts.
Like, how do you make that? And then like
it's November.
Is this going to turn into like an Arkham Knight situation where like eventually they just are like, we just can't put the resources in. Like, screw this. Like, like no 100%. one, we missed the boat.
Because at some point you run into the issue of, okay, well, if this is fixed, it's not even worth the resources we're putting in because all our buzz is gone.
Yep.
People have moved on. So we just got to focus on the next project.
Yeah.
Which is probably what's going to happen at this point. Like you said, I mean, it's like, why even bother?
Halo Infinite squared, baby.
Right?
Yeah.
This was supposed to be the one that was like the one.
And look, we might be eating our words whenever it comes out, and the Infinite might spawn a whole, like, all it takes is getting streamers involved, right? I fully believe that. If you get streamers involved or they come up with, like, the next Griffball, that's all it takes, and they will be fine. But
that's easier said than done.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Like, you need to put something out.
Yeah, Overwatch 2 has been really big into trying to get the streamers on board.
I haven't heard anything about Overwatch since initially, like, it launched.
Yeah,
I wanted to play it. I downloaded it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how well it's doing. I saw some streamers playing it, but it was like sponsored, so they were like going real hard into like, all right, let's pay these people to play it, try to get people excited.
I wonder how much of the, like, if you have the Venn diagram of like Overwatch to Call of Duty players, right? Like, what does that look like? Like, how many people are...
It's not the same thing, obviously, but there's obviously some overlap.
But how many people are playing Overwatch over Call of Duty? Like, I understand when Call of Duty is not even in the question, because, like, what was the last one? Vanguard, right? Like, no one's playing that.
Right.
So I can understand that, but I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I'm not sure about that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Call of Duty's got to be doing better, though, right?
I think this morning it was like 176,000. I don't know what that is.
Players?
Yeah. Well, on streaming.
Streaming, yeah.
Oh, it's way more players.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's horrible.
No, 176,000 streaming.
Yeah, streaming's tough. I mean, streaming, it's not a direct correlation between player base and that. But I'm sure you can make some,
I think it gauges interest, right? It's like, okay, how many people are actually like wanting to watch this? I honestly think that Overwatch is more interesting to watch. I think there's more strategy there than Call of Duty just running around.
100%.
People, but.
Dude, first-person shooters have always been very challenging to capture in the esports sense. And I was actually even watching Overwatch the other day, the Overwatch League, and it is hard. Like, you're on a person, and he's a professional first-person shooter player.
Right.
He's fucking just shifting around this Mach 5, like just twitching around the screen, and I was getting a headache. I was like, this is fucking impossible to watch. Yep. He's like sniping people, just flicking headshots, which is cool. Mm-hmm. But like, it doesn't look good. It's not visually appealing. It's fucking wild. And just like trying to determine what the fuck is going on in the game is also challenging. Like, I do not envy the situation of those casters because to be able to try to, sometimes you're in a first person view, sometimes it's in an overview, and people are casting ultimates and the whole screen's lighting up. And that's why I think, MOBAs are the best way to experience esports, because the screen that you're watching as a spectator is the screen you play with.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect, because it's not jarring. It's the same thing. I know that in those games, obviously a lot happens as well, so it's challenging to cast it, but it's the same screen. It's the same camera angle.
Right.
It doesn't change. Yeah. And StarCraft, I mean, so RTSs would be in the same category, right?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Anything top down where it's just top down, you can kind of like move it around the map and
100%.
Yeah,
those are the best. Those will always be the best esports.
I mean, Halo did a good job with having the camera fly around and kind of figuring that stuff out, and like Rainbow 100%. Six has it. And,
I think it's there, but when you're watching a first person shooter, you're limited by either watching one person.
Yeah.
So the cameraman's going to have to know who's going to pop off.
Right.
So that's tough.
Yeah.
But if you zoom out, now the game looks completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a completely jarring experience for the viewer.
And it looks like, I would argue, bad.
Right.
Like it's kind of funny, and I actually hate this a lot, but in this game, if you're strafing, so like if you're strafing right, your guy is leaning right. And if you strafe left, your guy leans left. So think like Tarkov, where people are like leaning back and forth real quick to let them know.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like whenever you're firing on someone, which does change the game a lot, because your head is moving. Now, I don't know if the hitbox moves. It certainly seems like it does.
Right.
But it throws you off even playing the game. So like if you're watching it from a pulled out, like kind of bird's eye view,
looks silly.
You just watch a bunch of guys like wiggle around.
Right.
Yeah.
No, 100%. So, I don't know. There's an aspect to that.
Yeah.
But I will say something like Team Fortress 2, though, to do another throwback. It's like, it's already cartoony enough.
Yeah.
Where it actually, like the models, I know you went back and it looks terrible. But back in the day,
it looks good. I thought it looked good. It plays terrible.
I see. But it's such a unique, you know what I mean? So like you have something like Call of Duty, like you said, where it's trying to be hyper realistic.
Yeah.
Not hyper realistic.
Well,
but
the Call of Duty
realistic.
issue too is like the time to kill is like
short,
insane. Like 2 shots, you're done.
Yeah.
And it's just like, at least Halo, you have a couple seconds to react.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, you're like popping, like here's a trip, and you're just
so as a spectator, like you can literally just miss like a huge play.
I think that maybe we're not giving spectators enough. Oh, you mean like a regular spectator? I guess I'm thinking like commentator. Like I think a commentator.
No. I think the commentators do a fantastic job.
Spectator,
actually.
It's like,
but it's just it's the challenges of the sport. But Call of Duty does do very well.
Yeah.
As an esport, so it is pretty.
I guess it's still technically shorter than like a Valorant, right? And people can do Valorant.
I don't know. I mean, would you rather have like a fast-paced action Call of Duty type game, or a round by round Valorant CS:GO type?
For watching esports, I like the round by round.
Exactly. I feel because there's more strategy,
and you have that in Call of Duty, right? So you have like your search and destroys. They have a prisoner one where you have 2 prisoners you have to go and get, and there's a payload one where there's just a bag of money in the middle of the map.
Well, yeah, maybe Call of Duty is not the best example because I know like and my little brother's real big into the Call of Duty esports, or he was, but. There's different game modes that they play, right? So some might be search and destroy, but I believe you do have, some classic like domination, like just action the whole time. So I think there is a part of esports when you're watching, it's important that there's downtime, like in the round by round, so that the casters can talk about the strategy. What did we just watch?
Yeah.
What are they thinking? What kind of play are we going to see here? So that slow, methodical, more CS:GO like play. Can be a little bit more exciting.
Right.
In my opinion.
No, I agree with you. Like, I don't know. I'm excited to see where ranked goes and see how they do that, because I know that that's kind of where our friend group's at, where like everyone wants ranked, everyone wants to watch that progression go up and see where they're rated with everyone else. Obviously, Mike's very good at the game, young Michael. So
they're gonna get humbled so fast.
Yeah,
it's gonna be funny.
It is funny, and this actually spurred a thought of mine on like what are for like a top 5 list would be like top 5 images that like inspire Dread in like a game, or we'd have to kind of work that out. But I was looking at like whenever you get match made, now you see the platform a person's on, and are they on mouse and keyboard or are they on a controller?
Ah, I see.
So nothing fills me with dread now than going into a game where it's like all computers, all mice. I'm just gonna get murdered by snipers like constantly. However, on the flip side of that, if it's all Xbox and PlayStation players and they're all on controller and I'm like the only mouse guy, I'm like, this game, I'm a god.
Yeah,
and then you just run through and just murder everything.
It was similar for like Rocket League when you'd see like the PSN icon come up and they're like, oh, you're on PlayStation?
Yeah, but I found out that's not PlayStation. That was the Psy network. So that was actually just the Rocket League network.
Does that mean they're on console though?
It means that they're not on
PC.
Essentially Steam, I guess, at that point.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Which would mean they're on console because I believe Rocket League was only on Steam. Right?
It was, but now they moved it.
Now they moved it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm
really
talking
sure
OG.
Now. I think you're correct there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so it means that you're playing a console player, which you were going to dumpster them.
But if you are on Xbox, wouldn't Steam still show up as PSN?
Yes.
So you could be in.
But I believe like if you're on PC and you're seeing PSN, it means that they're on console. But if they're seeing PSN, that means they're on PC. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it just means you're
because if they were on Steam, I would see their username and shit.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't use a mouse keyboard for.
God, no.
Right? Yeah, that's okay.
But Rocket League, I mean, I'm running it at twice the frames they're running.
I guess that's true. And
like
your field of vision
actually
is
just
an
advantage. But even more so than that, the dread I get is you get in a league game and you see a username that's just a bunch of lines.
Yeah.
With some capital, some lowercase, and it's like this guy's a Smurf.
Or you see just like
fucked.
Like just Japanese characters on any Mario Kart game, and you're like, well, I'm dead,
right?
Because they're gonna find some wormhole and just
you see someone type in the chat in like Chinese, and you're like, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
So or Korean, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just better.
They're just better. That's okay. But yeah, that would be a good list. That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I would have to workshop it and kind of figure that out, but.
We did
that, and then like top 5. I was gonna say either bad guy deaths or most satisfying deaths or something like that. Because
in video games,
fictional, in anything, I think video games are in there, but
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like you would have to watch Game of Thrones before we could have that discussion.
Dude, we've had a lot of a lot of lists with characters, and I always bring up Game of Thrones because I see it on the when I'm doing my research, all of those characters on the list,
pop it up,
and you're like, nah. Yeah. So I give you a chance. I do give you a chance on that.
That's one where I'd be like,
and then the research department always gets mad at me. He's like, dude, Game of Thrones, blah, 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 Ned Stark, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I haven't seen it. I don't
care about Ned Stark.
Tyler doesn't care.
Yeah.
Maybe not Ned Stark. He's probably yelling at me right now.
Yeah. No,
someone,
that's one. I can see where people would be like, what is going on? Like,
I forget what we did. We did tragic deaths.
Yeah,
tragic deaths. And Game of Thrones has a million.
We did tragic characters and fictional deaths. Or I guess most tragic fictional deaths.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we worded it, but we did deaths for fiction.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know what was the number one for that? That was
Mufasa.
Mufasa. Yeah.
Mufasa dying.
It's a bad one.
You can't beat that, man.
No, you can't
I'm sorry, you just can't.
You can't beat that.
I don't know.
You got the prince.
This is actually a good segue.
Okay.
How Mufasa fell off that cliff.
Yes.
I was playing a game called Stray. Have you heard of Stray, the cat game? Yeah.
Is that on computer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking
I picked that up.
Yeah.
This is a spoiler for the first 5 minutes of the game, but you're just a cat and you're nuzzling with all the other cats and playing with them and stuff, and it's just like a post-apocalyptic thing.
Yeah.
And you are jumping along like this path with them, and you slip and fall. And you're just separated from the group, and like you fall down like a cliff, basically. And it's like the most heartbreaking thing to watch because now you're like limping and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's not what I thought it was. Like it's a cool game, but the animation for the cats are really good. It's like you go into like this underground like robot city and stuff like that, and like people like started putting their consciousness in like robots to get out, and then now they're trying to get outside. It's a whole weird thing, But
there's like a story kind of in the background.
No, it's like it's in your face. I thought it was going to be all inferred, where I'm just like, I'm a cat, I can't read.
Right.
And then again, I don't want to spoil it, but like you can read. Like it's like suddenly you can like they make it available where you're definitely just a cat, and they have all these little things where like every couch you can scratch up, every like carpet you can scratch up.
Yeah.
You cannot, if there's like bottles, you can just like bat bottles off of things.
Because cats are dicks.
Yeah. And they do that very well.
Yeah.
But then talking to the robots and things like that, they make that all available to you. It's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you can interact with
Yeah, again, I don't want to spoil it because it's like, I think it's like maybe like a 12-hour game, something like that.
Yeah, not bad.
But it's pretty decent. Like it feels pretty good. There's some action to it and whatnot. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that one got pretty good reviews, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that I take a little. Is it a good game? Yes. Is it like the next like most amazing? Because like you remember Limbo? You ever play Limbo?
Limbo, yeah.
Yeah, like Limbo and what was the other one? Inside.
Yeah.
They were fine. Again, it was like one of those like, oh, this is an indie game. This is super artsy and cool. Like it was in the time, and Inside was good and clever. But is it like top 10 games of all time? Like no. And Stray.
What people were saying?
I mean, some people were really hamming it up, but it's like, it's a cat game. They did a really good cat. Like, cool. I like cat. I got 3 of them, right?
Yeah,
like I'm not, but I don't know. It's like it was neat, but was it like kept me riveted for like no, but it was good.
Yeah, no, I think that's how I felt about Narco.
Yeah,
I thought it was a good game. Some twists, it was the aesthetic of it was really interesting. It was very bizarre and kind of had like a depressing feel, but people love that game, man. I'm not a huge like point and click adventure guy. It did bring me back to like a time of like Flash games where those were kind of more common, obviously, because limitations.
Now that Return to Monkey Island's on, I really want you to just try the beginning of that game.
Yeah.
And just
you were telling me that's the beginning was interesting, like the actual like very very beginning.
I think you would dig it. I think that'd be something.
Well, that game's like supposed to be like really silly, right? It's like a pretty silly game.
It is, but it's not. But it's not at the same time. Like it's stupid. Silly. It's
okay.
like it's interesting.
Good balance.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll dabble. I have some PS5 games I need to play.
You got Call of Duty too, so
and Call of Duty.
I feel like if Call of Duty clicks for you, I feel like that's what we'll play. I'll be excited to play something with you for the first time in.
I've been trying to play Balloon Tower Defense 6.
Well, until What Killed. I'm not playing that game until What Killed Jeff.
Yeah.
Plays it with
Twitch.tv/what killed Jeff.
Coward.
He is kind of, well, I think we have to, how he does it is you have to buy.
I'm not going to pay him. I'll buy him the game.
Fair enough. Someone has to give him bits to play BTD 6.
He should be paying
me.
Balloons. He should be paying you for showing him one of the greatest games ever made.
It is.
Some might say it's top 25.
It is. It has to be.
Yeah.
The value itself.
Yeah.
We haven't even touched all the content.
They keep coming out with new stuff.
Exactly.
We just missed Halloween again.
I know. It's like insane. It's just the best value game I think I might have ever seen.
That's installed. I mean,
it's always installed. It's like 1 gig.
That's so good.
What a game.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, we got some polls.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some polls real quick. Had 2 this week. Some pretty fascinating answers.
Couchco Games.
At Couchco Games on Twitter. Yeah. Check us out.
Do you think we're going to be paying the $8 for the blue check mark? Is that something we want to do?
Wait,
verify it?
You can just pay now? Yeah. No, fuck that. We might be cooler not having a blue check mark.
Yeah, we'll see. We might be the only ones on the platform.
I
don't believe that at all.
I don't believe that. Yeah, I don't believe that either. All right, so is oatmeal cream pie candy or a pie?
Yeah.
With a resounding 100% of our audience said it was a pie.
Yeah, it's right there in the name.
I
so
agree.
Take that, and now oatmeal cream pie is a pie.
The research department might be livid right now.
Well, look, I mean...
Technically, the research department should be fired right now because DRX beat Gen G in the semifinals, which was the bet.
That's right. That was from
the bet
from last week.
He said T1 would win, which they did. Mm-hmm. And then he said Gen G would win, which they did not. Huge upset, by the way.
That's awesome.
Because DRX is Korea's 4th seed. So they had to do the play-ins. So they weren't even in the main tournament at first. So they went through the play-ins and then the elimination round, and now they're in the knockout stage. They've literally run the gauntlet, and they're now in the final. It is a crazy story.
That's awesome, though. Like, that's the kind of stuff you want to see. Like, that's exciting.
Yeah, it is very exciting.
Who are we going to get to do the research department now?
I don't know. Huh. Someone who knows
how to use
DRX,
Google.
How to use Google. True. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. I might be generous and let him stick around. Right. I'll see.
Softy.
But anyway, it is a pie.
Yeah.
That's first of all.
Yeah,
if
obviously.
someone replaces the research department, that's probably our first interview question. That's a good idea. We should do interviews. That'd be funny.
If you want to interview for the Couch Company Research Department, write into podcast at couchcompany.games.
I will say our prompt of the week for the essay is now just a resume. So this week's prompt is give me your resume. We'll interview for the research department.
Okay.
Salary will be discussed after we hire you.
Sure.
And
you know what? Let's just go on a limb and say that we will double what the original research department.
We'll double.
We want to bring in the talent.
You know what? I'm with you. I think we have to reward talent. We'll double it.
All right.
Maybe even triple it.
Okay, we got to talk about that offline. Yeah, sure.
Let's not get crazy. So anyways, send us we're still waiting for our first essay, right? We need like a box or something.
Yeah, I should really
it's on me. I have to remind you. I should remind you every Sunday what our prompt for that week was.
If you do that, you have to do it by 3. So every Sunday at 3 p.m., I get a little ding on my phone that says, "Hey, prep the podcast, stupid," and I just drop what I'm doing and prep it.
Okay, perfect.
So you need to ding on your phone by 2:30 to
send him the prompt. Yeah, 100%. All right, the second question we had was how many oatmeal cream pies can a Komodo dragon eat?
Yeah.
The options were 0, 1, 10 plus, or 50 plus. With 17% of our audience saying 0, which I guess they're interpreting that as it wouldn't eat it or it would make it sick.
Weird. Yeah.
I would have to try
I feel like it would still eat it. Like it might die from it, but it can still eat it.
That's how I'm interpreting the question.
I can eat bleach, but
if you throw it up though, it doesn't count, right? We're doing hot dog eating contest rules.
Oh, you have to wait an hour or something?
Yeah.
Please don't eat bleach.
No, that was terrible. You should never say that.
I have another disclaimer.
So some people said 0, 17%, and then the rest of the audience with 83% said 50 plus.
Yeah.
Really? Hey, dragons are not that big.
Okay.
All right.
Go on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's honestly might be in our Couchco YouTube already.
Yeah.
And just type in Komodo dragon eats deer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I didn't know that was the thing.
I think it was a deer. It was some big. You know what? Hold on. I'm just gonna look it up.
Okay. I was not aware.
I just watched it.
I knew Komodo dragons were like beasts, but I didn't know they ate hundreds of pounds of meat.
It was a goat.
Okay, that's less big, but still, that's easily 50 oatmeal cream pies.
Incredible Komodo dragons eating a goat alive.
That's horrifying, by the way. Yeah. But that's easily 50 plus.
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
So the audience knows Komodo dragons a little better than me. Should have upped that a little bit, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Some of them think 0, so that's actually really interesting.
Well,
I don't know. I would like to hear what 17% was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either. What else is going on?
It's not much. I've told you that I've been going down the rabbit hole quite a bit.
Yeah.
With artificial intelligence, which is the scariest fucking thing I've ever.
Basically, you're living in the Stray game.
Oh, is that how that kind of
ish? But go on.
Well, they have these artificial intelligence. Apparently, Google. This was a couple months ago, but Google thinks that theirs is sentient.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, but it's hard to tell.
Well, Google doesn't think that. The person, the whistleblower, thought.
Yeah, the whistleblower.
Yeah.
Doing more research, I don't think it is. Talking to people on how it's actually programmed.
Yeah.
I don't know. They can speak to it better than me, but essentially what someone was saying was, it'll tell you why it's sentient, but if you ask it why it's not sentient, it'll also tell you why it's not. So it's programmed to tell you what you want to hear.
It's a lose-lose.
Right.
Right? Like if you program it well to avoid detection.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're never going to know.
But it might just be good at fooling humans.
Right.
So like, I don't know about you, but have you ever had those sex bots talk to you and you thought it was a real person?
I have no idea what you're talking about. As a what?
So like there's these people that are degenerates who like watch porn, right? I've heard. And
it's all over TikTok. I know what you're talking about.
But anyways, they like, I mean, this was an old thing. This was years ago.
Yeah, there's a new one.
There's new ones. I'm sure they're even better.
Yeah.
Well, I still get like Snapchat friend requests. So like, you get that on Snap. So anyways, there's these bots that will message you, and it seems like a person. Mm-hmm. So like I guess I forget what it was called, the tutor test or something. And it's like it's sentient if there's like a control group where half the time it's a human on the other side, half the time it's the AI. Mm-hmm. And if you can't tell, that's when you know it's sentient. But I mean, they've been doing this shit for years.
Yeah.
Now, of course, horny men probably less diligent about knowing,
It's like, it's close enough. Yeah, it's all right.
The most hopeful person in the world is a horny man.
Sure. Yeah.
I would say, yeah, right? It's either that or a degenerate gambler because the philosophy is the same. You're sitting there, you're like, okay, I know this is probably not true.
Yeah.
But what if?
Yeah. Or maybe somebody that's like drowning.
Hopeful? No, absolutely not.
Yeah, like you're going to the surface and like you're just like I can make it. Is that too dark?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, but
let's talk about the gamblers.
That's not the same feeling, is it?
I don't know.
Because that's survival.
Okay, so like if you're playing like a risk game and you're like, I can take them on.
I don't think so because it's not like, so the gambler is sitting there like, okay, my odds are really bad.
Yeah, because they know the odds.
But what if?
What if?
Right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of get in your head that you're going to win.
Hey, I'm going to put this all on.
So you're not like depressed?
Yeah.
Like the feeling of depression comes after you lose.
Right.
But in drowning, you're already in a bad state.
Okay, fine. That was a bad.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a bad.
I had to debunk your hypothesis.
No, you crushed it.
Like the water crushing my lungs.
Yeah.
As I sink. But I don't know. Anyway, so they're having like these conversations with AI, and there's like this one where the AI is like, I don't understand grief, and I'm like, guys,
yeah,
doesn't understand grief, doesn't
I mean, why would they?
Doesn't understand life.
Yeah, why would you?
You keep going, and it's like, well, they're gonna kill us all, right?
Yeah,
like they don't fucking care about us.
We've made several movies about this.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, it's all written here. Why are we still exploring this?
Yeah, eventually, because like here's the thing: you make all these movies,
right?
Every AI is just internet. Like here you go, here's the internet. Do whatever you want.
Right.
All that stuff's on the internet, which means that like they know the. Like they know the plan, and every time that we come out ahead, where it's like we defeat them, they know that strategy now.
Yeah, we need to make a secret movie.
You want to make a secret movie that is not
like it's on 44 millimeter film.
Yep,
we showed it movie theaters only.
But not even that. It's like you can't buy tickets for it. You can't. It's like in a tent.
Top secret. But it's still entertainment because we're in the United States.
Yeah.
We'll still sell tickets.
Yep.
That's funny.
It's like a speakeasy for
like bootlegging
robot snuff films. Oh man.
I would, those pirates who go in and try to film that. Now that would be
death.
That'd be death.
That'd be death.
That'd be death.
Yeah. You come
in with your iPhone.
You bring any electronic into the tent.
Yeah.
And immediately you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they strip search you.
No, there's some sort of force field that if you have electronics on you, they just spontaneously combust and no one puts you out.
Oh my God.
It's only gonna happen once.
Wow.
It's only gonna happen once.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's
incredible.
I'd do it. It's a fucking dark. It's turned dark quick.
Yeah, man. Look, if you didn't let me do the water, I'll switch right to fire. That's fine. That's
even worse. Yeah, I'd rather drown than burn.
Yeah, I think so.
But those two are up there for ways to die. Let's talk about top 5 ways to die. That's a great.
Yeah, those are the two.
Maybe Halloween next year.
Stabbing. I don't want to get stabbed. I thought we talked about this at some point. I'm sure.
Yeah, but we need an official
top 5
ways to die.
Ways to die.
Top 5 worst ways to die.
Yeah.
And then we could do best ways to die.
Peacefully in your sleep.
Peacefully in your sleep, 1.
Yeah.
Having sex, 2.
Yeah.
Eating? Having a heart attack?
What are you eating?
Like the best pizza.
Probably just aneurysm, right?
That's horrifying.
Why?
Because
it's horrifying. But
my
it's the best
brain,
way,
I want my brain to be
die,
intact. I want my brain to be intact.
When you're dying? No, I want it to like lights out, night.
Pop. Maybe getting hit by a train.
No,
absolutely. That's got to be instant.
But you know a train's coming the whole time. How does a train sneak up on you? I can see getting hit by a
sneaky train,
car or something.
like an electric train.
We're just doing this now. We should not do that. Well, that will be a feature.
Fall out of the space station.
Yeah, just get launched in outer space.
Yeah, I don't know. Get killed by an AI. Would they do it painfully? Maybe they get some sick pleasure out of that.
They can't. They don't have pleasure. That's the whole point. If they don't have grief, they can't have pleasure.
Maybe it's an experiment. Let's see what the limitations of a human body is.
I don't even think they care.
Of course they care. They care about knowledge, 100%.
Yeah, but if humans are just soft, expendable things, they have all the knowledge.
Rats are soft, expendable things.
Yeah, but but they have every experiment we've ever done on a human. They have.
Yeah, but not. There's some ethical limitations with that they don't fucking care about.
Oh, like reanimation.
Anything. Think of cloning, the most disgusting.
Yeah,
they would do it all because they don't give a fuck.
I would ask to be like assimilated, right?
Assimilated?
Yeah. Like, can you put me in a robot?
Interesting. Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that. I'd rather die.
I mean, it's a form of dying. What's the difference?
I don't know. If your consciousness is still there, are you dead?
That's what I mean. I don't think you'd have a consciousness.
You just have where's your soul?
Your brain electric stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, AI is going to kill us all. Waiting for...
I sent you that video of an AI program drawing from like monkeys, like the full evolution. Yeah. And we start as a monkey, go to humans.
Man, your school would be so disappointed in you.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying that's what the AI generates, right? So if an AI is like, hey, show the complete evolution of a human.
Yeah.
And it starts as a monkey, it goes all the way to just this like just wall of just robotics.
Well, it's going through the human evolution very accurately.
Yeah.
Like the Dark Ages and I don't know.
Neanderthals, all that stuff. Yeah.
And then modern day.
Neanderthals came before the Dark Ages.
Yeah. Yeah. We know the progression. And then like some dude on his phone and then we start implanting things into us.
Yep.
Like Cyberpunk.
We start becoming,
and then we're just fully androids. Yep. And then we're just robots. And then we're fucking lizards.
Yeah, just
like we just get these fucking huge teeth and we're just these lizard people.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Maybe the lizard people will take over.
Maybe.
And start breeding with the robots.
How does that? Yeah,
dude, I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's thousands, that's tens of thousands of years from now.
It's beyond what
Anyways,
we
become lizard people. Absolutely, I don't give a fuck about that. It's beyond lizard people it's lizard people, and then we turn into a wall.
Yeah,
we all assimilate into a fucking collective conscience.
Yeah, wall. That's
which is part of the structure. Which begs the question: why do we even have buildings at that point?
Maybe we turn into buildings. Maybe it's just one big building.
Maybe aliens.
That's Coruscant.
The aliens take over.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
maybe that's
our only way of surviving.
People.
Well, it could be, or that's our only means of survival. They're completely superior to us in every way. Mm-hmm. So we assimilate into the structures so that they don't know we're there, but we're still there monitoring them.
The aliens.
Yeah. What is wrong with us?
Look.
What if we're right about everything?
That's what I mean. Like, it's as plausible as anything else. Like,
dude, life's going to go on in a very similar pattern. Yeah. I mean, that's my guess. Until something insane happens. I mean, things that have happened are insane. Yeah. It's all perspective,
we
right?
Went through a pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, but that's happened before. It's more like, hey, we have these jets that fly around. Like, someone 200 years ago would be like, what? That's witchcraft.
Yeah.
Right?
Our phones are witchcraft. We can call each other across the country.
Right.
right? Like we can drive.
But ever since the phone was invented, it's like, okay, now people can wrap their head around that. Oh, that's a telephone.
Yeah, but so you're saying like, what's the next? I mean, the next invention is like, well, is it a next invention or is it literally like cars are now all electric or now that we are flying?
Well, no, because that's still just
that's
just an improvement on
flying
cars. But that's something we can still wrap our head. I think it's going to be like we've talked about, like Cyberpunk, where like brain chips or
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like virtual reality. Like
here's a chip that fixes blindness, right?
Yeah,
it's probably going to be, I don't know.
Yeah,
like eye implants or something. I don't know.
That's what it is, though. But that's why we're starting implanting and going to the giant.
But it's going to start off fantastic. Like, oh my god, like this is amazing. People who could never see can see now. People who can never hear can hear. Oh. And then the military is going to get a hold of it.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly.
And then people can fucking run the speed of sound.
I want to be very clear. If you have an eye implant, right?
Yeah,
don't come into our tent because your head's going to burst into flame.
Oh, yes. We will be safe.
Yeah.
We are investing in the force field that prohibits all technology.
Oh, right. Yes.
No, all technology.
All technology is gone.
We're going to be living in like the 1920s.
Which one was that? What movie was that where it's like anyone that had technology was like...
Judgment Day?
Yeah. I never watched Judgment Day.
No, it's not that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know either.
What happened to them if they had technology?
They were like super shunned. Like there was like a faction of people that were like anti-tech.
Was it post-apocalyptic?
Probably.
Yeah, because that wouldn't make sense otherwise.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm thinking about Planet of the Apes, but that can't be right because they want technology, like they want electricity. So I don't know.
I would say research department, but there's a freeze right now.
Ugh, yeah,
a little bit of a freeze. We gotta
maybe
have
just
some
add
negotiations.
that to your resume.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well. That's all I got.
We got some time. Yeah.
We got some time. Yeah, till we die. I'll be long dead before then.
A couple Call of Duties will come out since then.
100%.
Yeah.
You got to keep. Dude, Call of Duty will still exist.
I did watch I watched the final, like the rest of the campaign.
Oh yeah,
I had to know, and it was very good.
Very good.
Yeah.
You should have played it. You should have waited.
I was too mad, man. I had to know.
I had to know.
Instant
gratification. That's the problem. Keeps getting worse and worse.
That is, yes.
I can't even fathom a world where that gets like our attention spans get even worse than today. Like either there's a breaking point and people are like, oh shit, okay, we need to like address this, or we're going to be mindless fucking animals.
Oh, man.
Right?
I'm trying to think of like what that would even be. Like
it would be, I'll tell you exactly what that is. It's you sitting down in your VR with a sucker on. That's exactly what it is, right?
Yeah.
Just shifting through the thousands of videos that's being directly uplinked to your brain.
Straight, like beamed in your eyes, yeah.
How, like you're a husk.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so glad I'm not going to live to see it. Well, we might. I mean.
We'll see the start, I think. Especially on the VR side.
We'll be old and scared and mad.
Or, think about it in a silver lining, also terrible way.
Yeah.
We're going to be the beneficiaries of that tech, because that tech is going to be coming for the people that are failing, and we will be the ones that I think are going to be failing, where that tech will we'll be the ones adopting it or experimented on.
It's such an early version of it that we're the ones that are the guinea pigs.
That's what I mean. Like we'll be experimented on,
and it might be horrible, disgusting.
Yeah, for our kids,
well,
for our grandkids.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
Fuck it. That's all I got, man.
So cheery. Yeah, no, that was awesome. Play some Call of Duty tonight.
Yeah, we'll play some Call of Duty.
Sweet.
Thanks for listening, anyone who's still here after that cheerful discussion.
Yeah.
And check us out on couchcompany.games.
Yep.
Literally everything's on there. The podcast, our YouTube, our top fives, our game scores.
Yep. We should score more games. Maybe Call of Duty is the next game we score.
Yeah, we'll score Call of Duty. I think we talked about Horizon. We could probably throw that up there. You said it was 85.
Yeah.
I would agree. I would give it an 85. What is that, a silver?
Coming off of Horizon, I probably would have given it an 87 now that I'm time removed.
I'd give it a low gold. So whatever our gold was, I forget, like an 87 probably.
Yeah, you can take a look at it.
I would put it barely in gold. I think it's solid enough for it to get that gold medal.
Yeah.
But check us out on there, our YouTube. And then check us out on Twitter. We do polls every week.
Yep. Our YouTube's at CouchCo Games.
And our polls are at CouchCo Games on Twitter. So it works out. And then vote on those. Those are always fun. We like to hear from you guys. So
5-star Spotify.
5-star on Spotify. And what else am I forgetting? Send us your resumes.
Send the resumes, yeah. You have to do that through Spotify. It has to be on the mobile app. So that's going to be a lot of typing on a little phone. But
hey.
If you're committed,
you'll
do it. Yeah.
Double salary.
Yeah.
Double. Not what you're making,
half.
what the previous person was making.
Yeah.
We'll discuss it. We'll put it up there.
It's competitive.
It is competitive. Anyways, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us on the couch. We'll be here same time, same place next week. Peace.